Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Speed Build. Today we're going to be working on a colonial style home. This one, it felt like it took a long time to build, but really it didn't. It only took me an hour. A little less time than I believe one of my smaller builds. This one's actually pretty big. I counted all the rooms in the build and it had, I think, 5 bathrooms and I believe 3 bedrooms. So there's a lot going on with this house. There's a lot. So as you can see, I'm outlining the house, typical with any build video or anybody that decides to build, a house. I also had a little trouble outlining all the rooms. I was trying to make the kitchen there big enough, and then I wanted to make a separate dining room as well. And I use oak wood for the floors. And yeah, you'll see me like messing around with the layout and everything. This one had me go back and forth a lot with this build. I went from doing the floor to doing the walls to doing the layout. I also had trouble with the weather in this because I have the weather mod on, and I had to keep doing weather / weather clear because it kept raining pretty often. I should actually turn that off, but I wasn't really thinking at the time. And this part you never really see me do. I actually build the stairs first because I was trying to make sure, like, do I have enough room for these stairs to actually make a hallway upstairs? And yeah, I actually started off with a garage because there's a 2-door garage, 2-car garage, and I actually based this off of a picture, but it's not exactly the way I intended it to be. So I kind of put my own little, spin on it, I guess. So I made the garage out of white concrete, and then for the house, the main part of the whole build is made out of white brick with the different blocks mod that I have, different colored blocks, which that will be linked in the description below, of course. You can check all the mods that I have there in the description. I have all the links to them. And of course, if you want to check out my texture pack as well, Chroma Hills, I also have the link to that as well. So as you can see, building up the walls now, the white brick. The white brick looked really good in this. I used a different texture white brick for the house that you saw in the live stream 2 days ago. So yeah, this white brick is a little more smoother and a lot whiter than what the other brick had, because the other brick that I used that was white had kind of like a tannish sort of texture to it, a little bit in between the bricks. So I looked at the other white brick and I'm like, I'll use it this time. And most of my builds now that you've been noticing, or majority so far, have been pertaining to brick. Because, I mean, brick is very common in a lot of houses. Plus, brick's very sturdy. It's, if a tornado hits during the mod, which technically a hurricane did, and I ignored it because I wasn't even that close to my neighborhood, so I just left it be. I left it be. I don't know. That's a weird way of saying it. Anyway, the brick wouldn't pick it up. So, or the tornado or hurricane wouldn't pick it up. So I'm a little scatterbrained because it is late. Doing this voiceover at like 1 in the morning, it is pretty late. So I also used white brick throughout for the ceiling as well. And then I also used oak wood for the second floor to stay with that consistency. I had a little trouble trying to lay out the rooms upstairs because the way the windows are. And usually when I make the windows, or make rooms, I have a three block interval between each room, as you saw right there with the hallway. But I I had to keep the windows in the front the way they are, and it actually worked out really well. It just the windows like right up against the wall, and that's a big no-no for me. But for this kind of build, it had to be necessary. But anyway, so I made the hallway is actually really really long, so it goes one way, but then it has another turn there because the space upstairs was so huge because there's not really any sort of space that gets cut off from from the house. So everything is just all one big space in the house. So there's no balconies that are taking up a corner or the back of the house. There's no roof that comes up and takes off a little bit of the house. None of that. It's all one big room, all one big space. So that's why you get the 5 bathrooms and the 3 bedrooms. So I was trying to figure out the layout to get as many rooms as I could, bedrooms and bathrooms, which the bathrooms thing was very good. Definitely met that kind of quota. And but the bedrooms, I wish I could have had a little bit more, probably like 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, but I probably would have been able to do that if I utilized the attic space, which I'm covering up right now for the floor or the ceiling for the second floor for the attic. And then I come back over here to the garage, and then I use andesite, which is the foundation of the house, and then I use that for the flooring in the garage. So this garage is connected to the house, so you don't have to walk outside and then go inside the garage. This actually is connected to the house. The picture that I actually looked at when I built this, I couldn't tell if the garage was connected to the house or not, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna connect it anyway. It turned out really well in the end, which you'll see. So yeah, the other problem I had with this build is I was trying to find black stairs. There was none of that. There's black stairs with the mod that I'm using, but they look weird. It's not like a solid color. It's just like it has hints of gray and black in it, and I didn't like it, so I went with the dark oak wood because that was like the darkest solid color I could go with, in terms of like it looking good. And then for this for the garage and also for the main house, I bring up these little attic windows upstairs. It doesn't lead anywhere, and I did a trick where I just kind of made it a little box room, so that way it looks like that there's something going on inside, but there's nothing in it. Nothing inside, just windows and just an enclosed space. And I can't tell you how long this roof took me, by the way, when I was trying to figure out these attic windows for the garage and for the main house, because oh my god. Talk about like moving around so much, flying around a lot with this. So yeah, you'll see me do that a lot, as you can see the twists and turns that I do. But anyway, so yeah, I do this for the garage and for the house, which you'll see me start building the roof for the main house right now. I did have a little trouble building the roof shape because the roof comes down. Excuse me. That was weird. Roof comes down from the front, and then it's lifted up on the side, so the triangle portions on the sides of the house, not the front. Which, if I were to do, which I should have done my own spin on it, since I did say that earlier, which I kind of was. I should have actually made it where the front was the part with the triangle, and then the sides were the way that they're built as you see in the video. But it actually, it still looked good, regardless of the shape of the roof in the middle part of the house. I mean, it still looked fantastic. And the picture that I was basing this off of was, I'll probably just show you the picture right now, just so that way you get an idea of what I was trying to do. Because it was originally supposed to be like a brownish, tannish color of a home with the brick. And I looked at brown stone and orange, it didn't look good. It wouldn't have looked good at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put my own spin on it. Use white brick because it's a lot smoother. It seems more consistent and it looks prettier. It honestly looks prettier. And then the roof, of course, the black roof, which I couldn't really do. And then for the attic portions, as I showed you in the picture just a little bit ago, there were 3 in the front, but I was only able to fit 2. Otherwise, if I were to try to fit 3, it would look really, really weird. And there probably wouldn't have been enough space anyway for that. So, because the attic windows are in between the roofs, they're not on the edges. So I had to do just 2 for that. So, but it still came out really well, which you'll see. I did it for the front, and I did it for the back too. Yeah, the front and the back, just to stay consistent with that symmetry, of course, because you want to stay with symmetry in Minecraft, of course, because it looks really nice. So I also utilized those modern windows as well, as you saw earlier when I was building the walls and the windows. Yeah, those modern windows are like one of the best things ever, and that's part of the Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod. Ugh, I love it. Oh, a new thing that I wanted to tell you guys. I've been posting things on Planet Minecraft lately. I've been posting all the builds that I've done so far. Well, not all of them yet. I've been slowly posting them, and I'll be doing that each day until we actually get caught up with all the builds that I've done so far. And I've surprisingly been doing pretty well with that. I got I'm getting closer to 200 views on a post that I did just 2 days ago, which is insane. And then the second one that I posted is almost to 100. So I'm blown away. And I really hope a lot of people from Planet Minecraft comes and checks out the channel, because, I believe I found my calling, guys. I believe I found my calling. Oh, before I not mention this, the front there, I was doing the same thing to the back too with the porch. It's a little porch, and the front has like this big awning over it, like this big support thing, and it was, I don't know, I was trying to base it off the picture again. It was as good as I could get it. And then I work on the outside a little bit. I use light gray concrete for the driveway, and that took a while to fill. See, most of the time taken is just like clearing out land, or filling in things, like filling in the floors, filling in the ground with driveway, etc. That takes most of the time, and that's why it's as sped up as it is. But yeah, so I do that with the garage, and then I add shrubbery around it. I add a lining of spruce bushes or spruce leaves around. I make it too high for that, and then I also line the property with hedges. This is also part of Mr. Crayfish's furniture mod. So this hedge here, I bring it up too high for privacy because of how lovely this house is. It's like really, really nice. But then I realized, like, in the front, I want to keep it to one height because I want people to see the front, really, really well. So yeah, and then here comes some more filling in. I fill it in this little pond here that was in the way when I was building this. I didn't think I needed to fill it in, but I had to anyway. And then I try to, move it around with the land here, which worked out. It worked out, but it was a little frustrating because I had to keep breaking grass blocks that were connecting to the hedge, because the hedge likes to connect to anything. It's really weird. Or like it's finicky, like it'll connect to some things, but then it won't for others. Yeah, and then there's the part where I realized, like, no, show the front. You gotta show the front. And then here's the part where I add in the shutters or the trap doors on the side of the windows. Yeah, it looks good in the end. I wish I could have made the front wider. The house would have been much, much bigger if I added more space between those 3 windows in the front for the 3 large windows. And then here's the part where I do the back, which is like another tiny porch, and I do kind of the same thing as I did in the at the front. Kind of it's a little like opposite day in the back with that, but it still works either way. And I mean, already the back looks really good. You know, when you first start building a house, it doesn't look right once you like once it's started out, but until you like build the roof and then everything comes together, especially in the front, then it looks fantastic. I mean, look at it right now in that split second. That looks so good. And then here's the part where I add like trees in, but for the picture's sake, I had to chop down that tree to take a better, clearer picture, especially if I'm going to post it on Planet Minecraft and if I'm going to show you guys in the thumbnail for this video, which I went ahead and did that before actually doing the voiceover for this video, but yeah. And then the last thing that I do is I go around the entire house and all the spaces and I put in lights everywhere. And honestly, in the garage, the height of the lights and just the two from each end of the garage, I mean, it looks really nice with the lighting. You know, it's like a spotlight kind of, which you'll see later when I put in the light switches. Yeah, and then I go through all bedrooms and bathrooms and all that stuff and put all the lights in. There was like one room that I did not get, but I get to later once I realized that. So yeah, like that room right there. But yeah, and I still get frustrated with the light switches. Like I have to switch each light switch for a separate room, which makes sense, but it is tedious to do. So yeah, you see me go through and then I have to get a new set of light switches for the house. So I just put them all in my inventory and just get going. So yeah, this house actually turned out really, really great, I think. It's gonna be quite a doozy to decorate it all, especially with how long the hallways are, and I have to put all the paintings in and all that jazz, all that good stuff, you know. And then the final thing I do is I put in all the doors. I use spruce doors for that. The front and back uses dark oak doors. So, but here we go. We get to see the lovely finished home. Oh, it looks so pretty. Look at the front there. Look at the leaves blowing in the wind. I love this house. This house actually took a lot less time than I imagined. It actually did. Here's a nice side view, nice diagonal view of the right side and the back of the house. More leaves blowing in the breeze. I love this with the weather mod. I love that because the leaves just blow. Here's the back of the house. I may add a pool, but that'll probably come within the decorating video because that would have added more time for that. And then here's the nice side of the house where the garage is. This garage, I mean, I love the garage. I love the entire house, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like down below. And don't forget to subscribe as well. And don't forget to check me out on Planet Minecraft. It is That Savvy Guy on Planet Minecraft. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.